Hey guys, good morning and welcome to my weekly cosmic weather forecast, where I sit down with my cup of tea on Monday morning and invite you to do the same as we discuss the upcoming cosmic weather events for the week as they relate to astrology, talking about the first week of July 2nd, 2018. Coming off of a very intense week, we had our full moon in Capricorn conjunct Saturn last week. And whenever we're talking about extreme Saturn energy, it can not so much be about having fun, but getting all the stuff done in order to have fun later. So it might have felt like tying up loose ends before you go on a vacation, handling all the duties and responsibilities. And when Saturn gives rewards, Saturn tends to give rewards where they're due. So if you received a pat on the back in some way last week, you can feel really good about that because Saturn doesn't really just dole out generous rewards for no reason. It's this feeling of getting what you deserve or seeing the fruits of your labor. And on the other hand, if you received a slap on the wrist or if you had your plate stacked to max capacity, know that Saturn was just having you attend to some serious information, some serious things to check off the to-do list so that you can get your life in order. But it was intense. It wasn't easy for a lot of people, and you made it through the portal to the other side. So congratulations. This week is looking a lot more chill. We start out on Monday the 2nd with the moon in Pisces. It will sextile Saturn and Uranus and then conjunct Neptune on Tuesday. And what I love about Pisces energy is that I find it to be the easiest to manipulate in order to have your own experience. Because Pisces is this very malleable, kind of etheric energy. It's kind of the gossamer energetic threads of existence. So when you harness that and you tune into that, you can really create a very beautiful experience. And after a week like last week, you might want to use it to just chill. Pisces moons are really great for curating some serene energy, put on some beautiful music, buy some fresh cut flowers for the house, create something artistically, or tune into your spiritual practice. You might not have had time for it last week with all the Saturn. So meditate, do yoga, take a nice hike, that kind of thing. So then moving into Wednesday, we're going to have Chiron go retrograde. So we are in an extreme retrograde period right now. We have a lot of planets retrograde. So I wanted to speak on that for a moment because I know that a lot of people can feel a sense of frustration or impatience right now because they are doing so much work and they can feel like they're running to stand still, or those gateways aren't appearing. They're not able to grab the prize that they're seeking. And I just want to talk about that because when we're in a heavy retrograde period, it's not really the time for those grand leaps forward. It's really a time for going inward and doing work internally. So remembering that our internal landscape reflects our outer experience, we can come into a place of stillness and patience in order to get this work done, because it's very important, particularly when we're talking about manifestation, because these internal processes are really laying the framework and planting the seeds for those future opportunities. So it's important, give it the necessary attention. This internal seas can feel very turbulent right now, and it's really because a lot is being stirred to the surface. A lot's being stirred up. So if that's your experience, you're not alone. We have Chiron moving retrograde on Wednesday, and Chiron is currently in Aries. So I've spoken about Chiron in my previous videos, but just for review, Chiron is the wounded healer. It is the wound we carry in order to then transmute that wound into healing and evolve. So with the collective wound in Chiron, with the collective Chiron in Aries, Aries is the warrior archetype. It's the masculine. So with Chiron going retrograde, we're going to see themes arising surrounding the collective masculine wound. And obviously we have President Trump on center stage right now providing a textbook prototype for the unbalanced masculine, but it's not unique to him. It's a collective wound that we all carry. So outside of politics, the first thing I notice when we're talking about the collective masculine wound or the collective masculine imbalance is I don't currently see a real great platform for any kind of dialogue to occur. So when we had Jupiter go retrograde in Scorpio earlier this year, we had the Me Too movement, and we really saw this rising of the divine feminine, and she's been rising in this kind of call-y way, very angry, voicing finally all the oppression, the abuse, and I'm in full support of that. However, within any conflict, there needs to be a platform to have a safe dialogue for both parties to be heard. So we can take the conflict within a marriage. The couple will go see a therapist, and this therapist serves as this platform, this mediator who will stop one person from getting too crazy, stop them so the other side can speak. So right now, I'm not seeing this happen. In fact, mostly what I witnessed online during the Me Too movement was anytime a man tried to say anything, he was very quickly whoosh, silenced by this collie kind of dark feminine who's been rising in power. So in order to proceed forward, I'm really calling in of this platform so that we can hear both sides. There's a lot of pain that still needs to be expressed from the divine masculine, and they need to feel safe in doing so. A lot of men in our modern society have difficulty expressing emotion, have difficulty shedding tears, and tears are a necessary release. It's just as important as the release of orgasm, or just as natural as yelling out in pain when you stub your toe on something. You know, it's this release of emotion. And if men don't feel safe in releasing emotion, all of that's being kept inside, which eventually manifests in rage, war, etc. So this dialogue really needs to occur. Both sides really need to feel safe in expressing their emotions, and they need to be met with compassion. So the purpose of expressing it in this video is I'm calling out to the men who are watching. If you are in your balanced masculine, I honor you, I see you. I'm sorry that you don't have a safe place to be heard right now, and I really hope that you do soon. And to the women who watch my video, if you have men in your life who are in their balanced masculine, who are showing up and doing the work, who are honoring the feminine, expressing their emotions freely, making you feel safe, making you feel protected, please do celebrate them, please do honor them, and encourage them to continue doing so that they can become the pioneers of this movement, and they can lead as an example for the men who are still struggling in these areas, because we really need to get this leading to a more healthy place, or at least a place where we can at least hear each other, because I don't see that happening right now. That's really a whole video of its own. But yes, so Chiron retrograde happening on Wednesday. Chiron in Aries is also talking about personality wounds. Aries is the personality, it's the ego, it's the identity. So we might have the collective going through a bit of an identity crisis, asking questions like, who am I? Why am I here? Who created me? What is the purpose of this existence? I think the world at large is kind of already having an identity crisis, so this transit might be great support to really go inward and figure out why and get us on the right track. And then moving into Thursday and Friday, we'll have an Aries moon. It will sextile Mars and square Saturn. This can give us a little bit of rocket fuel, a little bit of drive, a little bit of energy to go after the things that we want. And then moving into Saturday and Sunday, we'll have the moon go into Taurus. It's going to conjunct Uranus, which can lead to sudden insights and kind of lightning bursts of inspiration or insight. And then it's going to make some beautiful sextiles to Neptune and oppose Jupiter. So I think similar to the beginning of the week, end of the week, we have these beautiful aspects to Neptune, and we started with the Pisces week. So I think this week is really about creating a beautiful experience, getting some rest, creating a serene environment to take our emotional health into consideration and give it the attention that it needs. That about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you would like to reach out to me for a natal reading, you can do so. My information will be down below. And if you like this video, please give it a like and a share and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week.